So I was super excited to do my next avocado update because the avocado tree is growing super well. We're getting lots of new leaves, and because since the last update I did where I had 2 avocado pits in there, one of them died and I had to throw it out, and the other one broke into 2 halves. And just like this avocado tree that's growing from half a pit, I wanted to see what would happen, and I had a tree growing from both pits. Let me show you. Fair warning, the water is really low and dirty because I did leave this for about a month and a half, or maybe almost 2 months, to show you guys how long it lasts with the avocado boats like this. And then I was going to show you the cleaning process and the refill process, but bear with me. We have one little guy growing out of there. This one grew and died, and this one's now growing again. A nice long. But then I got here and the second boat was empty, and I could not figure out what happened. I thought maybe Daniela surprised me and planted it, but I didn't think she would do that. And then guess what I found? My shriveled, dead avocado pit tree. So it was really interesting, and I wanted to make this video. I was gonna film it today because I just thought it was fascinating. This one, you can't see it now because it's broken off when she was playing with it, but it tried to go 3 times, and the 3rd time was this stem that was getting long and had leaves. So the avocado pit split in half and both sides were growing a tree. I thought that was fascinating. I was very excited to take that experiment through and see how big we could get them both to grow. But the other day we came in and there was one of the leaves on this looked kind of funny, and I thought maybe the cat bit it, but we thought, no, that's not a chance. Well, the cat did it. She killed my avocado plant. Good thing I have a backup. Just making another boat for this one. It's been sitting in a jar wrapped in a damp paper towel for about 2 weeks now, and it's starting to split. Anyways, I guess that's just the way she goes. I can't believe the only person that has a cat that likes to mess around with the plants. We'll get this bowl cleaned up. We'll get these boats floating back on the windowsill, and then we're gonna take a little bit of a look at the original avocado tree, see how well it's been growing, and I'll tell you the techniques I've been using, the things I've been doing to keep it going that seem to be going really well, and the new experiment that I have planned based on something I learned. We'll get to that. Let's get this bowl cleaned up and get these boats a-floating. All right, let's take a look at this tree. So it does share a bit of space with this Monstera, which does get turned every once in a while. But let's take a look here. I've just put a little bit of water in here because it's looking droopy. And the leaves are getting a bit crunchy, and I'm not sure what that's about. I don't think it's too much sunlight. I think maybe it's just not getting enough water sometimes, but I try not to overwater it. But like I said, it is growing fairly well. It's gotten substantially taller since we decided to put it in the soil. These leaves just popped out maybe a week or 2 ago, and there's new ones already starting. You can see they're starting to unfurl there a little bit. So what I do is every 2 or 3 times I water it, I guess really depending on how it looks, I do rotate it on here to get, change which side is facing the sun so that it grows kind of straight. You can see it's got this bit of a bow in it there. I wasn't turning it for a little bit of time because I wanted to just let it be, but I think this is the best call. Oh, we can see another little leaf coming out there. But the super interesting thing that's inspired the science experiment that I've done is I read somewhere or heard somewhere, and me and Danielle were talking me and Danielle were talking about it, that watering your plants with bong water is supposedly really good for them. So for about a month or so, I only watered this with bong water out of the bong, and I think it was going really well. It started to grow a lot better. I hadn't seen new leaves in weeks until I started doing that, and since then we've gotten 2 or 3 sets of new leaves. So that has inspired this new experiment, which I'm gonna take at least 6 months to do. So if you want to see the results, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. That'll be coming up probably in the fall. But we were at IKEA the other day and I saw these peperomias for like $2 or $3 a pop, and they're about the same size. And originally I was gonna do this upstairs in the office on the windowsill, but these plants don't like direct sunlight, they'll burn. They do tolerate bright, indirect, and low light, which is perfect here. I bought these pots at IKEA too with them, but we got home, Daniela set them up there just to stage it, and I think it looks so good that I'm gonna leave them here and do the experiment. And the experiment is they're the same size and they're gonna have the same conditions. This one is gonna be watered with only regular water, and this one is gonna be watered with only water from the bong. And every time I water them, I'm gonna switch where they sit. So this one will sit here and this one will move here to make sure that they get equal amounts of sunlight and one of them doesn't have more favorable conditions. I know it's not the most exact scientific method, but they look so good here that I didn't want to move them. And this is really the perfect spot for them because originally, like I said, the windowsill would be too much bright direct sunlight and would burn them. So I'm gonna water them about once a month to start and see how they react to that. If they need to be watered more often, I'll water them more often, and then I'll only switch them every week. I haven't really figured that part of it out yet, but I am gonna switch their spots consistently so they get equal amount of time in both spots. And to make sure that I don't forget which one is which, I've drawn these little faces that are gonna stick on there. This is the water guy, and this is the bong water guy. And that way we won't get confused about which one gets which water. We'll get the schedule set. I have watered them once already, but if you are interested in seeing how that experiment turns out, like I said, hit subscribe and the notification bell. And if you like this video, leave me a comment and hit like. We got lots of other fun stuff coming up you can do inside and out. Thanks for watching. We'll take a moment of silence and just give some good energy to our shrivel little avocado. In the name of science and experimentation, we're gonna put it back in the water. And just see if there's any chance of it coming back to life. If you want to see that, that'll be in the next update. Ciao.